Hey guys, welcome back to General's Games. I'm going to be playing the Billions, a game that's out for early access on Steam with my girlfriend. Witchcraft? What the fuck do you call yourself?
Witchling.
Witchling, yeah, we're going with Witchling. Wait, I thought I'm the only one that's allowed to call you that.
No,
Witchy.
you're the only one allowed to call me Witchy.
Witchy. Anyway, so their Billions is actually kind of an interesting thing. It was a game that was developed, and they sent it out to some YouTube players, like, example, Big O Rush and In Between Jobs, or Johnny Ribs, whatever you want to call them. And they had some early release keys. I think it was like 10,000 or something or other. I can't remember the number. And they got that through Steam, and they all sold out within less than a week. And they were really surprised by the amount of that, and they went to Steam saying, hey, can we get more of these? We sold out really fast. Steam said no. So they had two options. They could start up a Kickstarter to help fund the game and get it done sooner, but it would have taken them months before they could even get that set up. And the other option was just release it as early access. And that's what they did. Right now, all that's available is the survival mode. Apparently there is eventually going to be a campaign, and we're just going to call this survival. When I originally got this, you could only play the Dark Moorland. These other ones didn't even exist. And the way their Billions works is you cannot play on the other maps unless you actually win one on the previous one. So in order to get Peaceful Lowlands, I gotta win one on Dark Moorland. To get Frozen Highlands, I gotta be Peaceful Lowlands.
And the really fun part, and what I like about it, is that it's a steampunky kind of zombie apocalypse game, and it's strategy based, and there's actually a timer. Yep, you can pause and decide to build things, which is a strategy that a lot of people use, one of them being general. And I enjoy the fact that, you know, there's lots of zombies. The only sad part for me is I can't shoot the zombies myself, but you do actually get a military force to do it for you.
She actually really does get worked up about that sometimes.
Well, come on! When you see a giant horde of zombies, what do you want to do? You want to shoot it.
I personally want to run the fuck away from them, but, you know, that's me.
Meh!
Alright, so, I said you have to win a map, you have to win a type on the Moorland. Well, I actually have to win it at least 20% of the score factor. Because you change these, like, make it 150, that's only a 50% score factor. I like to keep it at 120 because it gives me time to do shit, but it's not too easy. And this is the population. This changes how many are on the map to begin with, along with how much are in the waves, because every like 10, 20 days or something or other, you have waves of zombies coming at you, and they increase. The infected population determines the size of those things. Now, I tried playing on low and medium population. I actually didn't like it because the units have experience. And the lower the population, the harder it is for you guys to get experience. And trust me, you want that. So I keep it on high population.
See, and the interesting thing about that is that the first time I played it myself, it was on high population. I did not know it was on high population.
She was using my settings.
Yeah, and if you notice, I like to fight things and go head forward. So when you send poor, inexperienced little things to fight off high populations of zombies, you know, it's not always the best outcome.
She got screwed.
Actually, I survived to 14 days. My first turn. Suck it.
And here we go. So she mentioned the pause mechanic. That's something I really like. Because, you know, it's an RTS. So there's a lot of management required. And, you know, games like StarCraft and Warcraft, they don't have that.
So basically it gives you that extra time to think if you need it.
But this one, and you're going to see in a moment.
Dun, 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 dun,
So it comes
dun,
in.
dun, dun.
Alright.
And this is a really cool part for me because I enjoy the fact that you can't see the whole map when you start. But it is very important to keep an eye out for your resources.
Yes, for example, right here, we've already got some gold and, I think that's iron. Gold and iron, just free, just sitting right here. The resources, we've got lumber right here. We've, actually, no, let's not get too far into that. So I paused it. See, it's not going. Pause, unpause the game. And that's important because, as I mentioned, space management is a big problem. Especially in the Moorland. I hear in some of the other ones, it's more open and stuff, but in this one, it's really tight. It's a lot of little forested bits. It's a lot of water. This is one of the first times I haven't spawned in next to like a little plateau that has a little ravine. And this is important because if you need to figure out the best way to place stuff. And so what the most common thing you do is you pause right out the gate and place 3 tents. Now there's all kinds of resources down here. You see we've got gold, we've got wood, we got stone, iron, and oil. But there's also these things: colonists, workers, food population, production, and energy production. Colonist is the overall population of a colony. Right now it's apparently 0, even though I've got this big-ass building here. But I somehow have 5 workers.
Slaves.
That's... total in the colony 10. Oh, I have 5 available workers. I've got 5 already there. I think... Yeah, here we go. The central command center gives me 10 workers, even though I don't have a population. That's bizarre as hell.
Okay. Oh, wait a second. You have 5 workers because you have 5 military members.
No! I have 5 available because I've only got 5 military. The command center gives me a total of 10 workers. But, as she just mentioned something, anytime you try to build a military unit, it requires a worker. So effectively, like, hey, you, schmo, in the working hand stuff, here's the gun, go and do stuff.
They have a little camp. They train them.
Yes, but it takes a worker to make one.
Yes, it does. I'm also going to apologize because all I've been wanting lately is donuts. I am the preggers, so if you hear me chew it a little bit, I'm going to try to be quiet, but I also want to eat my donuts.
Yeah, she's going to be eating. But, so, tents are the dwellings for the colonies. This is the lowest level, you get another 2. They generate 4 colonists and 2 workers. Don't ask me how that works. But, you know, this is your primary form of making money, and it's how you get workers, effectively. So now that I've got this place there... actually, this is kind of a neat thing. I probably should have done it differently, but you have to be careful how you place stuff, because you can actually block these, which means you won't be able to place the next building. Which is why, again, building management is such a big thing. I'm going to send him up there to get that, and... Lady Rangers. So, the Rangers do an attack range of 6, they do damage of 10, and they have attack speed of 1, so they do 10 DPS. But they're quiet because they're using bows.
Any orders?
The soldier has attack range of 5, 15 damage, and 2 attack speed, so he's actually doing 30 DPS. But he's loud. He has a gun. Go figure.
And one of the strategies that General has used multiple times, as you can see, is he's sending the 4 Rangers out by themselves because they're or together in a group.
I'm just kind of scouting right now to see what's immediately around me.
Oh, and to see where there's natural barriers or large mobs of zombies.
Yeah, so immediately we got groups of zombies right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey. So, you heard a little clink, right? That was him picking up the gold pack. So immediately I'm going to go and make some more tents!
And the cool thing about tents is it does help you build up your gold, which is really nice, but also, isn't it only gold that you need to build tents? You don't need other things?
No. See? It says I don't have enough food production.
Oh, yeah.
I need 30 gold, 1 energy, and 4 food, but I now out of food. Because you can only build 4 of those things before everyone else. So you go to resources, you go to the... I'm going to do a fisherman cottage, because fisherman cottages are actually pretty boss. See, I can generate 14 food from 1 square.
So it's always a good idea to take, if you see them, if you want to just move around a little bit. Move your key around a little bit. You can see how they go orange and stuff like that. That means you're outside the power grid.
Well, no, this one is I'm not even on a water source.
Yep.
And this one is outside the power
So
grid.
basically you can't have it placed there because it won't work.
Orange means you can't place it, yeah.
But you can see that different squares will yield different things, so
like,
don't just automatically throw it somewhere. Look around for a minute.
Yeah, this is why pause is a big thing, because some of these, they take a while. Like, see, that one's actually in the water. That one is too far away from the water, so I don't know how that works. So 12, 13, 13. Because this one sticks out a little bit, it actually picks up more. So that's a good one right there. That would be an even better one, but I don't have any power. I mentioned StarCraft. And if anyone plays StarCraft, they recognize the power grid if they ever play the Protoss. I hope I don't get banned for this. You can only build on this power grid. You have ways of expanding it, and yeah, that's really about it. You have ways of expanding it. So anyway, that's a 14. Gonna slap that sucker right there.
So this game is very cause and effect.
It really is. This is a sawmill. Sawmills placed next to trees, you get lumber. That's extremely self-explanatory. 11, I can't place that close. That's a 9.
So basically, when you get the opportunities, you want to start setting things up to be built. When it's paused, they can't be built, but at least you can take the time to space them out and find the better place to put them.
Yeah, as we can see, these ones have a partial build bar underneath them, and these ones haven't even started. this is important because if you find out that your building optimization isn't the best, you can actually go and undo the building at no cost. Whereas to cancel these ones, because they had already started built, would only get me half the resources back. So actually, while I'm on this, I'm going to build a hunter's cottage. You can build hunter cottages pretty much anywhere that there's grass, but they're best when placed near forests. Like, see, that would give me a 12, but that one would give me a 15. So that's actually pretty good. Doesn't have excess energy. That's not a bad one right there. Oh, I mentioned something about production. I can't do this. You can't build buildings that produce a resource too close to other buildings of that generate that resource. So because I placed that sawmill hill here, I couldn't place another one here. I got that fisher cottage here, I can't put one there. Their resource...
Pulling from the same pool.
Yes, their generation fields can't overlap. So the next one that I'd put here would have to be at least the space of whatever that one was, which I think is it's like a 3 square, plus another 3 square away for that cottage. So it would be somewhere in there-ish, maybe, if the trees weren't there. So anyway, I've used up all the money I've got. I'm gonna unpause that, do its thing, see how the girls down here are doing.
Oh, so just to let you know, just because you see a giant horde and the light has shined on them, does not mean that the horde is going to attack.
Yeah, they're attracted to sound. Sound is actually a factor in this game. I mentioned they don't really make a lot of noise when they use their bows. You stack them on top of each other, they actually will, because it's a magnitude effect thing, I guess. I don't know.
So the point is that if you do see a giant horde, don't be afraid that they're automatically going to rush you. But if you engage them and or get too close, a few of them will start to come after you.
Yep. Hey, this isn't actually a bad area here. The whole horde won't begin to follow you, but you see they're starting to follow, and every now and then zombies will walk towards your colony. There we go. Colony is the word I'm thinking of.
Any orders?
I actually don't really like this map so far.
No, there isn't a lot of good choke points.
It's very open. This is going to be difficult for me. Like, okay, I just paused it right here. I'm seeing a lot of grass. That's good because I can build farms on these, which is the best food generator. There's some decent stone, some iron, and I could make... Nah, I won't be able to get a 2-for-1 on that one. Some good trees nearby.
So there's good resource, but in defense-wise...
I mean, if I get down to here, that's not a bad one. That's not a bad one. That has the potential to be kind of a poor one, actually, because it's actually really wide. That's not a great one either. But if I could push out to here, that's not too terribly bad. That's not bad. And I have no idea what's this way because there's a schmuck ton of zombies there.
No, see, this is where him and I differ a little bit. I started a lot sooner on getting my walls built and getting things done because I think that will at least help me focus my military forces if there's an attack. Obviously, there's multiple different ways to play the game, and the matrix itself with the game plays against you, so this might work one time, it might not work another. So one thing you have to learn about the game is you're probably going to lose a lot before you start to win.
Oh, fuck yes, you will. I haven't even won on this map yet.
I consider it a win when I get more days under my belt.
That's an improvement. That's definitely an improvement. I've made it to the final waves, I think twice now. She saw me on one of them. It didn't go very well.
It's a lot of work to get there, and I shouldn't find it so funny when it fails, but it is really fun.
For the humans!
Yeah, also, don't listen to some of the things that they chant, because there's one bitch on here that's all like, well, fine, I guess if you're telling me to. God, leave me alone.
That would
the mouthiest soldier ever, and I hate it.
That would be the Rangers.
Well, the Rangers are bitches.
You know, kind of.
And they kill things, but they're bitches. Oh, this is a cool time.
Okay, so, when you hit certain population thresholds, like 50, 100, 200, something or other, you get options for a mayor. Don't ask me where you get multiple mayors, that seems odd to me, but...
Because there's a race, this is diplomacy.
Sure. Anyway, each mayor that you get to choose from gets you a bonus. This one gives you Wood Tower 2, which is just single placements. This one gives you increased energy production out of your command center. This one I prefer, because this is a one-shot, but this will actually help out throughout the entire game.
There was one time that I got a mayor choice, and it was for Ballista. I chose the Ballista because it takes a long-ass time to get a Ballista, and it actually helped me in the earlier days.
Yes. That was a very good call for you.
Yeah.
They're
but
random.
Wood Towers you already get.
The Wood Tower...
Yeah, it already comes up in your defense.
When it says bonus like this, you're getting 2 for free. You don't have to spend the resource to get it, aside from Like, with a ballista, she got to build the ballista for free, but it
Yep.
still required the energy to use it.
You did.
War Tower, they don't have that, but there's
you
like
didn't have to-
there's 150 random mares.
Yep.
It's a couple times I've gotten the same ones in a row. It was like I could choose between having farms immediately or the next level of residence. I think I always went for the farm. Anyway, I'm gonna go for energy supply.
But some of the items that you get, like the ballista or the next level of the housing structures, you have to research.
Yeah.
That'll come up later in the game, but sometimes it's fun. It's good to get it earlier on.
Actually, I was going to mention it comes up right now. The workshops, or what it is that researches the next level of stuff. The wood workshop lets me start using wood, and once I build the wood workshop, I can research the stone workshop. And this is something you always want to be looking at. Like, this is the military. This is what I need to build to build military guys, soldiers, and rangers. So what you should always look at what you have available. That's defense. I don't give a shit about that right now. Here we go. Actually, industry and trade and military. These are the two of the more important tabs in my opinion, because you can't just stay down at this level. You can't just stick with huts and sawmills and fisher huts and hunter cottages. You actually have to research stuff. So now that I've got a total of 12 of these tents up and running, I want to look at what I need to build stuff. And the wood workshop isn't actually that far off, because right now I'm generating 281 gold every 8 hours, because that's how it works. It's every 8 hours for the production. So in just one tick, I would have a 500 gold that I need for that. And because I'm also making 11 wood per 8 hours, I just need to wait 8 hours, and bam, I'm going to have it. Problem is, I need to get some food production up and running.
But also, it seems like a lot for you to juggle in your head.
It's really not once you figure it out.
No, and it's not so much about figuring it out. It's more so that when you start to get your production up, it's going to be a lot easier for you to start to make decisions and have to worry less about how much of this to how much of that.
Actually, it gets sometimes for me, it gets to a point where I'm like, oh shit, I'm overproducing stuff.
Yeah.
Crap. But there's a thing. They actually have a building that helps with that, and I'll get into that later.
Because to keep in mind, he's only at the 23rd hour, and he already has 2 things producing food, a wood sawmill, and what is that, 12 huts?
Tents. 12 tents, yeah.
So the point is that this is a lot of information, and it might get a little oversaturated, but as we go on, it'll start making more sense.
And actually, I think I'm going to try to go for the soldier center first, because I've got iron fairly close to where I am. I can build a quarry right here on the stone to get the stone that I need. And the sooner I can start churning out soldiers, the sooner I can start clearing out all this stuff. Because the rangers are nice and stuff, but as I said, their DPS is only 10, and the soldiers is 30. Yeah, sure, they make more noise, but fuck it. Numbers count. Also,
He just likes the big boom boom guns.
well, you know, I've told you when the veteran, I mentioned that he's got 2 experience already. His damage and attack speed change, and so don't the rangers. But the soldiers almost doubles, while the rangers only goes up by like 10, effectively.
Not saying the logic isn't there, I'm just saying you like the big boom boom guns.
Okay, well, she's got me on that one, I guess. I unfortunately don't have the gold for a quarry, so I'm just gonna wait a little bit. Just keep these girls moving around.
Yeah, you also have to be very careful of straggler zombies.
Yeah, that's actually exactly what I'm bringing her up here. She's gonna be patrolling back and forth right there.
That's a really cool thing to do, and if you've already looked around all your area and you kind of have a good idea to what you're going to be doing, patrols are great, because if I've had it happen before that I've had really good defenses and that kind of stuff, but I've had 1 or 2 areas that weren't covered, and one single zombie got through, and what happens with zombies is if they damage any of your buildings, whatever is inside of the building, workers, civilians, whatever, they become zombies.
I think it's a worker supply, actually.
Oh. I just thought it was whoever was inside the building, but the point is that it only takes 1 zombie to spread infection.
Oh, it gets so bad real easy. Like, if, as you mentioned this, if one little fucker, like, I don't have line of sight on this, a zombie could actually spawn in there, because it's not lit up. A zombie could spawn right then. If he came down and he hit this tent, 2 more zombies pop out. And because these things have, their health bar is effectively that yellow bar, that's their, quote, shield. Once that shield depletes, it becomes infected. And as she said, whatever in there for, I believe it's the worker supply, whatever is in there for the worker supply, they come out as zombies. So 1 becomes 3. 1 zombie goes there, 1 goes there.
So you get the point. It all multiplies.
It's a very nasty cascade effect.
Because
if you get a single zombie in amongst your living quarters, you're pretty much screwed.
And we've all seen those like really bad horror movies with teenagers in the woods and tents. Tents do not have a very strong amount of like defense. So, you know, horde of zombies can do a lot.
Okay, so I should now build a quarry. So 3, 3. Yeah, I'm not.
Looks like 3 is the best you're gonna get off of that quarry.
It really looks like it, doesn't it? That's not a very good quarry.
No, but also it's the closest one you got.
It's, yeah. So slap that sucker there, and actually,
More power.
Well, not more power, but extended power. See, once I build it on the power grid, it extends what I can do. And I really want to get on this because in order to build a soldier, I need 2 iron.
You know what I've always wondered about this game? Got a big ass fancy house.
The command center.
The command center. Who the hell came out here, built a big ass fancy house, and was like, "Here's 10 people. Have a good day." It obviously took more than 10 people to build that big ass fancy house.
Maybe it was dehydrated and they just put some water on it.
Okay, this is steampunk. This is not futuristic like Fifth Element.
Actually, according to the developers, this is supposed to take place in the future.
Yeah, but they went the steampunk route.
I mean, I didn't say I don't know why they've gone backwards in technology, but, you know, that's what the developers
Actually, I
did.
think it's not so much with the steampunk theme that they've gone backwards in technology. It's just when there was
what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's
Hold
just
on.
when there was a split in technology, they decided to go with steam power and other things, and then that, you know, it all technology and stuff it affects fashion, it affects production, and the world just produced and developed in a different way. It's not so much that it's backwards in technology; it's that history took a split.
Alright, so right now I'm actually trying to clear out around this patch, because as I said, I'm going to need iron if I want that the soldiers coming out of that center. Wooden stone. So we're going to have gold.
I feel like a jackass for saying it, but you're gonna want to build a wall at some point.
Eventually, yes. I actually don't do it for a while, because until, like, the second or third wave, you don't really need it. I think day 20, I think, is really when I'll want the first walls up. At least ballista. Or a good-sized group of troops. But that's just me.
I like walls. Yeah, never thought I'd say that out loud.
Yeah, you know, they're useful.
Attention.
The problem is, even if I had walls, I don't have enough soldiers to really guard them right now. You know?
Yeah.
So she's just gonna chill right there.
Any orders?
I'm gonna have him constantly scoot up a little bit, try to get some experience underneath his belt. Start shooting that one. So we see he's shooting at that one. These two took notice of it because they're within hearing range. So they're starting to scoot in.
There are different types of zombies, by the way.
Oh yeah, see, like, that's a infected decrepit, and that's an infected young. These are the basic ones. They're weak. They're not very... Yeah, see, they only do 6 damage. They can only do an attack speed of 1. Their range is small. They got a slow movement.
But also, when you get a shit ton of them in one place.
And everyone knows, zombies aren't bad by themselves, but you get groups of them, and they get pretty nasty.
That's why zombies are gross.
This is true. But the point we were making there was you get there's other types of them. You generally don't see them this close to the center of the map. He's starting to get some friends pulling him there, so kind of back him off a little bit. Shoot that
Let's
fucker.
get them.
You know, it might have been enough more than I could chew there.
Thinking you might.
Nah, he's fine. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So we're on day 2, 18th hour.
Yep, and the game autosaves. It's, if any of you ever play XCOM, you recognize the Iron Man setting. It automatically saves all the same file, so you cannot go back. I like that. I kind of hate it, but I also really like it. So, I'm gonna... This is another thing that they have that I also really like. You can actually pause production on something, and it will give you the energy and those workers back. I really like that. So now I'm not going to be overproducing wood, it's just there.
Did you say overproducing wood?
Overproducing wood.
Do you have a problem with overproducing wood?
Moving on.
The answer is no.
Alright, so I'm going to have to place a quarry right there. 4, 4, 4, 3. I obviously can't place this here now, but I'm at least looking. That one would start giving me increase stone as well, but that would require placing down another Tesla tower. So I'm gonna just slap it right there. I also need more food. Oh, here we go. I could place a hunter's cottage over here. 15, 17. I know I'm not paused. I'm just looking right now to see what I can get. You know, turn that back on too. No, wrong button.
So by the way, you're also hearing all these wolves and other things in the background. You don't have to worry about that. That's not actually a part of the game where you have to worry about wildlife or anything. It's mostly just zombies.
Yeah, you're just out in the wilderness, and you know they're doing our typical. Oh, yeah, there's wolves nearby. Durr.
I am more than certain nobody has ever said it like that before.
Okay, so I could probably put another sawmill right there and get a decent one out of it, because that's saying I can get 18 food. So, a decent sawmill right there, and that's a 17, that's a 16. I'm gonna put another one right there. Another thing, this took me a while to figure out. You'll see I can't see what production that is right there. Can't actually see it. Even if you have it lit up by some building being right here, if it's around the corner and you don't have line of sight to it, you don't see what it actually does. It took me ages to figure that out.
I want sushi.
I can't help you with that one, hon.
Damn it.
I mean, I have a fisherman's cottage, but, you know, can't help you with that one.
What kind of civilization is this?
Almost apocalyptic. So anyway, I'm gonna slap a Tesla tower.
That is a very bad sound you're making.
Yeah, I kind of put it right there. And actually, while I'm at it, put another one right there. Oh, all these buildings also do have a sight radius on them too, which is interesting that a building can see, but it just lights up in another region.
What?
Okay, so as we can see, I think that zombie's moving. Is it moving?
Yes.
Yeah. So the zombies do move around a little bit. As the game progresses, they'll move around in more and more groups.
They're agitators.
They're little bastards sometimes.
Sometimes. They're there to eat all you people. They're all the time bastards.
Building completed.
Okay, so.
So what key are you pressing to look at the health bar of things?
Oh, I'm hitting Alt. Left Alt specifically. So, 13, 12, 11. Yes, I thought that's going to be the best one that I'm going to get my hands on. So, slap that sucker right there. Found a hunter cottage. That's 15, 17. Right there. As I said, see, buildings already getting resources of that same type. You'd have to move like... Okay, my mouse is being weird now. Way the heck up here, so it's out of the square. I'm gonna place another one right there. That's not half bad.
Oh, also, if you don't produce enough money or food, people will quit.
That's what I've heard. I haven't actually experienced it myself.
But you know, let's just be honest. If somebody didn't feed you or pay you, you'd obviously quit.
I'd probably stab them in the face, actually.
That's a little bit extreme.
Yeah, you know. Go big or go home.
Or jail.
Well, that's after the effect.
So wait, if you don't feed me sushi, does that mean I get to stab you in the face?
I feed you other things.
Can you be more specific to what you feed me?
Pasta?
I like pasta.
Yeah, you do. You like pasta. Pasta's good shit.
By the way, if you guys can't tell, I'm out of donuts.
Yeah, she stopped eating.
Well, they're just little baby donuts.
So this has been recording for... Where's that timer? Oh, wow, this has been going for 30 minutes already. Wow.
We are kicking ass. I don't know if we're entertaining, but I'm having fun.
I like to think I'm entertaining. Hey, I've got enough for the soldier's thingamajigger.
Well, I also realize I'm not used to people not being able to see my face, because I've been making face things quietly, which, you know, does not help when we're just recording our voices.
It really doesn't. So, I mentioned this with the tents and things. This building is blocking the free access of another building. Not really fucking sure which building. Because it's at best kitty corner to one of those tents, but that's probably it. And you've seen it a couple times. You can't build too close to other buildings. So
But they're also talking about the walkways and stuff too.
yeah, that might be it. I mean, that would actually be a pretty dope place to place that thing.
But if you notice, it's touching the corner of the tent, so therefore, in their lives, it could be like you can't move past that. Because there has been situations where I've built buildings too close to each other before, and my army can't get through.
Yeah, like I don't know if if my guys can walk in between us. I know the zombies can, but I don't think the players' units can actually walk in between them.
Which is a little special.
So I mentioned something about placement and stuff. There's a pair of buildings that I don't have access yet. They'll come up eventually. That actually affect the way the dwellings work. So it's a really good strategy of having a lot of your dwellings in a really tight area with enough space that you can put those two things in, because they have a big area of effect thing. And I'm just thinking about future planning. But I also want to have my barracks semi-centered to my colony. And don't tell me my mouse just fucking froze again. Oh, I just did this yesterday with OGX. I'm keeling forward and unplug the tab between this cable and the other ones.
This thing?
Yep.
Ah, crap, when you have big-ass fingers and you try to do stuff.
You can't pull that out?
I'm trying.
Alright.
Wait a second. Okay, I got it.
And yeah, just shove that sucker right back in there.
Well, from all the heavy breathing, you'd assume I just did something very hard, but I just leaned forward.
She was trying to unplug my mouse, and apparently that didn't work. It's gonna be kind of annoying. Here, hold that for a second. Oh, maybe it's working
I
now.
made a sound.
Nope.
Not working.
Ah, goddamn it.
So, while we wait...
Technical difficulties, guys.
While we wait for this to start moving and interesting things to happen... Oh, wait, it's moving again.
Hey, there we go.
Yay! I was gonna start saying random facts. About what? I don't know.
An ant can survive underwater for 7 minutes?
That's weird.
It's a random fact.
Why can an ant survive underwater for 7 minutes?
I don't know. I just know it can. I don't know why. So I think I'm going to end up putting that right there. And those two buildings I mentioned, I might put... Oh god, I'd actually hate to put them right there, because that's quality farmland. Actually, I could put it there, because I can't put anything else in here. Because I think the smallest one of those two that I mentioned is a 4x4. So... No.
Yeah, it's really good.
Tacos.
Oh, yeah, that too. I was gonna say ramen.
It's questionable. Alright, so once
You shut your heathen mouth.
So once we hit the end of this thing, we'll cut this video off. Because it's already actually past what I originally wanted to do.
Attention. Building
So, by the way, if you can't tell, we are not major producers of things. So this is gonna all be raw footage, which I guess will be fun for somebody. But one thing I really do like about the patrols is that they let you determine the length of the patrol. So obviously, the larger the ranger or soldier is patrolling, the larger amount of space time that's going over, that's happening.
What? The longer time it takes to get there?
Duration?
Yeah, just, you know, from here to there takes longer than from here to there.
I like how he does that with the little mouse thing, as if people are keeping up with that really well.
Well, you know, it's right there on the screen.
I know it's right there on the screen. I just also know that I have a very short attention span. I do.
I can't help that. Okay. Shit, where the hell am I going to place this?
What are you trying to place?
Yeah, it's a tent. I'm just, again, thinking about the future placing, blah, 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 blah. Maybe if I put there, then there, then there. Except that's blocking free access, so that's not really the best place to put those. See, I'm down to one worker already. Oh, yeah, one worker. So I need to figure out
Start producing.
I need to get more homes for the hobos.
They're not hobos.
They're hobos. They're living in tents. They're hobos.
Hey! Plenty of good people live in tents.
I apparently touched a nerve. I could. No, I don't want to put those there. God damn it! I really don't want to build on this grassland, because look at that. That's like 1, 2, 3 at least good quality farms right there.
Yeah, but around all your corners you also still have grass too.
Well, I don't.
And how are you supposed to have farms if you don't have people?
This is true, but you still got to think ahead. And that's like maybe 1 or 2, but I gotta clean out that whole thing, and that's a long time adventure. Well, venture. I could start pushing down that way eventually, but I have no idea what's down here. I have no idea what's down that way. That looks like that could be decent grassland, but look at how freaking open that is. And then that's all stone. That's all stone. So really, the only good grassland that I have right now is right here.
Yeah, well then where are you gonna put your tents?
That's my problem.
Oh, whiny whiner, McWhinerson.
I'm probably gonna slap a couple right here.
With great responsibility comes stop whining.
I'm not sure that's how that quote goes.
I'm pretty sure it isn't either, but you know, I wasn't gonna go all Spider-Man on you.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Or, you know.
Alright, I also apparently need more
What's
energy.
Spider-Man's uncle's name? Uncle Ben?
Yes, Ben.
Yeah.
The rice.
I knew that was gonna happen.
Oh.
Oh god, now I want rice.
Oh, okay, so he's pulling in some friends.
Attention. Building complete.
Bam, 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 bam. Oh no, they're shooting us! Bam, 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 bam. I was actually, I don't know if anybody here has watched the show Black Mirror. Or if I'm gonna ruin anything.
Never even heard it.
But it's one of the new sci-fi crave things that's been happening, craze things that's been happening on Netflix. It's really good. But there's an episode where literally people are brainwashed and or just they see people who have inferior genes as these decrepit monsters, but they're actually just people. So it always makes me wonder, because we don't have like any background to this. What if these are just regular people that just wanted to be friends? What if it's like a leper community that's trying to come out and say hi to us, and we're just shooting them in the face?
That does not look like a leopard to me.
Well, maybe they're just nice people, and we just don't want to be friends with them.
That definitely does not look like a leopard to me.
I'm just simply saying.
Okay, so I'm pausing it because I meant to stop that a couple hours early, but I really want that soldier center up. That's a mill. It's a windmill. I don't get why they don't call it windmill, but I need power. Because I'm almost out. I'm going to need to get more fruit production soon. Got the soldier center up. Queued up some soldiers. At this point I'm going to kill a video because, you know, like I said, day 5. Don't want to stretch it out too long. It's already been almost 40 minutes. We'll be back for another one.
So thank you guys for watching. If you have any comments, put them underneath. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll probably reply at some point.
And this is General and Witchling playing They Are Billions.
They really are.
They are.
There's so many.
I know.